Very good morning, everyone. This is your class of business study of +1 class, and under this we are going to start our new unit, that is unit number 3 in your book. And the name of the unit is Public, Private and Global Enterprises. So before going to what are private, public and global enterprises, we will understand the meaning of enterprise or business enterprise first. So basically, what are business enterprises? Business enterprises are institutions that have some arrangement to run the business. Okay. A business enterprise is also known as business undertaking or business firm or a business concern. These are the names given to it. It is a business institution that is arranged to run the business activities, and the main motive behind it is earn profit. And if you are going to earn profit, then you have to face the risk. So it also consists of risk. Along with it, you are independent to do the management, and the activities must be involving exchange of goods and services by one or another mode. So I hope you get the meaning of business enterprise. After that, business enterprise is of 3 types. We have divided it into 3 types. That is the public, private and private, public and joint sector enterprise. Alright. First of all, we are going to discuss about private sector enterprise. So basically, the private sector enterprise consists of business owned and managed by private individuals. Private individual or a group of individuals. Okay. Business will be owned and managed by a private individual. There will be no interference of government in such a business. Government will not interfere in such business. And they are doing this business to earn profits. This is their main motive. Okay. So next is the features of private sector. So you can easily see that the first is they have profit motive. The second is they have private ownership, private management, no interference of government. If there is no interference of government, that means there is no political interference also. Along with that, if you are doing it for profit, then the profit will be the sign for success, indicator of success of your business. Alright. Now after that, we have divided the private enterprises into 2 types, the non-incorporated and the incorporated enterprises. Let's go through non-incorporated first. So this consists of sole trade, joint into family business, then is joint venture, partnership and multinational companies. Among these, you have studied about sole trade, you have studied about joint into family business, you have studied about partnership. So we are not going to discuss this because this was also in your previous unit. Coming this side, when you study about incorporated, that is registered firms, registered type of business. Then the first thing is the company. The company can be in any sector, that is a private company, a public company or a one-person company. We have already studied about this also in the previous unit. Next is cooperative society, that is also done by us, where 2 or more persons join together to run a business that will be for the service of the society. So this is cooperative society. So now our next will be meaning of joint venture as well as multinational corporations or multinational companies. Okay. So under non-incorporated enterprise, we are going to discuss about the meaning of multinational company. You must have listened to the word multinational company or MNCs. So basically, multi means more than one and nation means a country. So a business which have its existence or which is running with more than one country, that will be called multinational company. Alright. Okay. The next is their head office will be in the home country, and there is no limit of branches. You can have any number of branches in any number of countries in a MNC. Okay. This is basically involved in foreign trade. Next is joint venture. So what is joint venture? In joint venture, we have 2 or more than 2 people. There is no maximum limit. The minimum is 2. They are going to start a particular business. A particular a particular condition will be there that they are doing particularly this type of business, and they are doing this for temporary basis. Temporary basis means once that particular task, once that particular activity is over, the business, the joint venture will also come to an end. Alright. Like if I say X and Y have joined their hands to construct a house. For that, they have taken a tenure in joint venture. So whenever the particular building is constructed, their tenure, their joint venture will automatically end because the task have ended. Alright, this is joint venture. Joint venture is very much similar to the partnership we have started, that is particular partnership. Okay, so we have done with all the things that are included in the private enterprise. Now we will go toward the public enterprise. Okay, now what does public sector enterprise mean? Public sector enterprise means an enterprise that is run for public interest. The basic aim is to serve for public. It includes all those business organizations which are run for public interest and run and controlled by government. All these enterprises are under public sector. Okay. Public enterprises have achieved an important place in our economy in the last decades because these are very beneficial for the society, and these doesn't discriminate the society on the basis of rich or poor or anything else. They serve to people as a whole. This is useful for each and every person of the society. They don't discriminate on any basis. These organizations are either entirely owned by government or their maximum ownership lies with the government. That is, the ownership lies with the state. Here state doesn't mean a state like Himachal Pradesh, Haryana. State means government. The word state is used here for government. And this enterprise is basically to serve for public. There is no financial limit of these enterprise because every time they need finance, they can get it from the government. So there is a financial freedom to these type of enterprise, and these are accountable to public. Why? Because these are using public's money, the money that they have paid as tax. So yes, public ask them questions and they are accountable to public also. Along with that, public sector enterprise have monopoly in some sector. Why they have monopoly in some sector? Because there are some sectors that can't be run under private sector, or there will be a lot of corruption in that sector if they are run in private sector. So in that condition, what does government do? Government make a monopoly under these sector, and these are only run and governed by private sector enterprises. Okay. After that, we have divided the public sector enterprise into three types. The first one is departmental undertaking. Second is statutory corporations, also known as public corporations, and the third is government company. The first one, that is the departmental undertaking. Departmental undertaking means the whole of a department is taken by government. Okay. This is necessarily, like, look, all the three business are necessarily owned and governed by government. But what happens that in departmental undertaking, we have undertook a particular department and that will be run under public sector only. Okay, like our post office was under departmental undertaking, our railway was earlier under departmental undertaking. So these are some examples. Basically, a separate ministry is set up for this department, and the secretary of that ministry will be the CEO of the company. We will discuss about them in detail. This is just an introduction. Next is statutory corporation or public corporation. So these are the type of corporation or companies that are established under a special act. These are made or formed under a special act. Like Parliament have passed any act, and under that act this will be formed. Okay. So any particular company or a particular corporation that is established under a specific act of Parliament or state legislature, which provides for its management and method of running, their power and their responsibilities, their relation with government department and other specific departments. So that will be called as public corporation or statutory corporation. The third is government company. So basically, a company that is run under government ownership. Government ownership means the government must have more than 51%, at least 51 or more than 51% ownership in that company. So that company will be called government company. These were the three forms of public sector enterprise, and we will discuss them about what they are, what are their features, what are their merits as well as demerits, and in which sector they are suitable. We are going to discuss this in the next class. I hope you get this concept of public as well as private sector enterprise, and If you have any doubt, you can consult me anytime. Have a very good day, students.